Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
So I found this idea online and it really got me thinking. It's this whole life is an engine thing.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, and we're all about that self-improvement journey here,
Right.
right? So I thought we could unpack this analogy, see what makes it tick.
I'm in. Let's see what we can learn.
Because isn't it kind of like, what kind of engine are we even talking about here? Are we a beat-up old truck or like a fine-tuned race car,
I've never thought about it like
Yeah.
it's good. It's such a powerful image, right? Because it takes something super complex, how our lives work, and kind of makes it easier to grasp.
Right. In this video I saw, it was on YouTube, Be Like John,
Hmm.
they were really breaking it down. They were saying that, like, we're at the center of it all,
Yeah.
like the driver and everything else, relationships, work, our thoughts even, those are all parts of this engine.
Yeah. And all those different parts have to work together, right? And I think what's interesting is just like a real engine, if you don't take care of the different parts, you're going to have problems.
Makes sense.
It's like, skipping an oil change, it might seem like a small thing,
Right.
but it can lead to your engine totally breaking down.
Totally. So, okay, if we're the driver, what's powering everything? What's the engine running on?
Right. It's got to have fuel.
Yeah, what's the fuel?
The video mentioned the inner self.
Right, the inner self. But what does that even mean?
It's a great question, and it's going to be a little different for everybody,
Yeah.
but I think it comes down to your values, what you're passionate about, what you're naturally good at.
Like the stuff that really lights you up inside.
Exactly. When you're tapped into that, when you're aligned with that, the engine just hums.
It runs smooth.
Yeah, but if you're constantly fighting against it,
Sourcing it.
yeah, like if you're stuck in a job you hate or a relationship that's draining you, that's when you start to get that friction, like a misfiring engine.
Oh, I can feel it already. Okay, so then that brings us to the cogs, right? All the different areas of our life.
Exactly. Your career, your relationships, your health, your personal growth, they're all cogs in this big machine.
And some cogs are bigger than others.
Right. Absolutely. For someone like you, I bet that personal growth cog is a big one.
Probably.
Hmm.
Always learning new stuff.
But for some of our listeners, it might be that their career is their main driving force.
Right, everyone's different. Totally.
Hmm.
So how do we make sure those cogs are all working together smoothly? Because the video, it talked about how if you focus on the important parts, making even small changes can have a big impact.
Right, and that makes sense, right.
But what does that actually look like in practice?
Well, think about it like this. Even a tiny adjustment to the timing of an engine can make a huge difference in how it performs.
Right, a little tweak.
It's not about some massive overhaul of your entire life overnight.
Okay.
It's about finding those key areas where small tweaks can create a ripple effect.
So it's like we're not just trying to figure out what kind of engine we are, but we're also doing regular maintenance, making sure everything's running smoothly.
Exactly.
Where do we even begin with that?
Well, I think it starts with a little self-reflection.
Always a good starting point.
Right. If your life was an engine, what kind would it be? And once you know that, you can start to see where the strengths and weaknesses are.
Okay, I like that. So like, what kind of engine am I?
Exactly. And then ask yourself what parts feel a little out of whack.
Okay.
What small changes can I make today to get things running a little smoother?
I can handle that. I
Yeah.
might not be a mechanic, but
Me neither. But that's the beauty of this analogy. It's like a starting point, a framework we can all use. And remember, personal growth, it's a journey.
race.
So take your time, listen to your engine, and enjoy the ride.
This is a great deep dive. I really enjoyed it.
Me too. Thanks for having me.
And thank you all for listening. We'll catch you in the next one.